let's be real. In a world that never, ever slows down, how do you actually find time to learn something new? Well, we're about to look at a way that promises to teach you skills not in weeks or days, but in those little spare moments you already have. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You really want to learn a new skill, maybe a bit of coding or a new feature in an app, or even just that one Excel formula you always forget. But then you look at your schedule, and between work, life, and everything in between, who's got time for a huge course? It just feels totally impossible sometimes. And you know, that feeling, it's not just in your head. It is a very, very real challenge for pretty much everyone today. We can call it the modern learning dilemma. And that is the absolute heart of the problem, isn't it? We've got the entire history of human knowledge right in our pockets, but we have almost zero time to actually sit down and absorb any of it. It's this crazy paradox where we have access to everything, but the time for, well, for nothing.
But what if we've been looking at this whole learning thing completely backwards? What if the solution isn't about trying to magically find more time, but about using the little bits of time we already have, just way more effectively? This is where a really cool idea called microlearning comes into play.
So here's the deal. Microlearning basically tosses out the old rulebook of sitting down for long marathon study sessions. Instead, it gives you knowledge in these tiny, super focused, easy to digest pieces. So think of it less like a 5-course dinner and more like a quick, powerful espresso shot of information. And that's the absolute game changer here. We're talking about learning something useful in the minute you're waiting for your coffee to brew, or the 30 seconds you're waiting for an elevator. It is a system designed specifically to fit into these little gaps in your day that are usually just lost time.
Okay, so to see how this works in the real world, let's look at a perfect example. It's a concept that really nails this whole philosophy, and it's called the 1-minute masterclass.
The whole idea is just brilliant in its simplicity. You create these tiny little masterclasses. Each video clip teaches exactly one skill. Not a whole topic, just one single practical thing you can use right now. And the golden rule? Every single lesson has to be under 60 seconds. That's it. It is all about focused, practical, get-it-done education.
Now, an approach like this isn't just about saving you a few minutes. It's about completely changing how efficiently you can learn. And the promise behind this whole model is, well, it's incredibly ambitious.
Just let that sink in for a minute. Learn more in 30 seconds than most do in a day. Now, that is a huge claim, for sure, but it really gets at the power of this idea, cutting out all the fluff, all the filler, and delivering nothing but pure, actionable knowledge.
So, you can see this isn't just some neat little learning hack. It's actually a fundamental shift in how we can think about building new skills. And this slide really makes it clear. You've got traditional learning on one side. You know the drill. Long sessions, you have to block out your calendar, and by the end, your brain is just overloaded. And then you've got microlearning. Quick, focused bursts that fit right into your day. You learn one thing, you learn it well, and you move on. Okay, so the approach is different. We get that. But what's the actual payoff? What's the real, tangible benefit of learning this way? It really comes down to 3 huge wins. First, you just develop skills faster. Because you're learning and then immediately applying, the knowledge actually sticks. Second, it just skyrockets your engagement. Let's be honest, it's way easier to stay focused for 60 seconds than for 60 minutes. And finally, the education is always concise and practical. No filler, just the stuff you actually need.
All right, so we've talked about the problem and this really powerful solution. But the real question now is, what does this actually mean for you?
So this is what I want to leave you with. Think about it. If you could learn one practical skill right now in the next 60 seconds, what would it be? Finally figuring out that one keyboard shortcut? Learning how to fix that annoying formatting issue in a document? The possibilities are pretty much endless. And with an approach like this, they might just be a minute away.